Hello folks, welcome back to Martin's Adventure. Today we're here at Bill Bragg's State Park, Florida, here in Key Biscayne, Florida, within Key Biscayne, Florida, at the end, the southern tip. And where specifically, this is a vast parking park, but we're gonna go specifically go see the lighthouse. So when you reach the lighthouse, you hear some of the signage. There are only 10 people in the observation room at a time, so only 10 people could go up at a time to the lighthouse. And then the lighthouse has tours from 10 to 12, Thursday through Monday only. So here we're walking toward the lighthouse, and here you have some artifacts of the lighthouse. But we're gonna come see these on the way back out if we want to get on the tour. And the tours end at 12. We'll come back and look at these artifacts from the lighthouse. Tour start at 10 a.m. So this is the way in from the parking lot to the lighthouse, and there you will get a glimpse of it now as I walk right toward it. You see it ahead of us there. The views from the sides. But the lighthouse is right there. Let me get a whole view. Here is the caretaker's house of the lighthouse. We'll get a view from the other side. And let's see if the tour is still open, if we could get up there. Let's check it out, folks. Got some benches here. I'll have you there, a glimpse of the house, side view. But we're gonna go in first. We're gonna go up and see. Here I am on the side of the lighthouse, on the right side, and you see the beautiful views of the Atlantic Ocean here. On the beach, you hear there's some rocks there, a person out there. And then we'll take a walk on the beach. The beach is over there on the left. It started getting very windy, so here's some views talking over back there. That's Stillsville. We'll go see that a little bit later. Walk over there, get a closer look. But it got very windy, so we hear all this loud noise here on the camera. Here we're gonna go up now into the lighthouse. We're just waiting to go in because it's 10 folks at a time, so it was like a little line. So I'm waiting my turn. I'm just walking around, looking at some of the sections of the lighthouse. The lighthouse now. 109 steps all the way to the top.
That's where the reef is that all the ships were crashing into. So they built it right into the reef. It still works today. It's so but this one's just for some people to come up.
I know he's coming this way.
History. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. You want to come on out?
Sure.
Yeah, come on out. We're just going to go all the way around. Okay. Clockwise. You go all the way around. You guys want to come out? Okay. We just came out.
So here we're in the top of the lighthouse now. This is the park. You see all the green. That's the village of Key Biscayne. And this is all the park. All those trees here are part of the park. It's a massive park here. And here is the beach, which is on the, I guess, the east side of the island. You have the beach here, and to the right of the, to the left of the lighthouse. And you see there the ocean, you see there the beach, and you see all the green is the park. That's where the park starts, where those buildings are there. And then the further buildings are in downtown. back down after going up here to the lighthouse. Very, very cool. A little bit scary, but very cool. So here's some of the history of the lighthouse. The Cape Flora Lighthouse stands today as a reminder of the perseverance in the face of hardship. This was when it was attacked by the Seminole Indians. During the 1836 Seminole attack of the Confederate storage sabotage. Here is the lighthouse we just climbed all the way to the top, folks. Gotta be honest, it was a little bit scary. Those stairs sway. They're not like attached, so they sway left and right as you're going up. It was 109 steps all the way to the top. The views were spectacular. I held on to the side. And some of you know I have my Martin's Carnival channel. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. I get on the rides and ride them, but this was scary. The steps are very narrow. The staircase all the way out, it sways back and forth. And once you're up there, that is a one person only walking around that edge up there. Whew. Always wanted to do it. Bucket list item done there. Climbing the lighthouse here. Never been lived all my life here in Florida. And never had gone to it. Here we have Escaping to Freedom in the Bahamas. The Flight of Freedom by James Huston Drawing. And then this is the caretaker's house of the lighthouse right here, folks. So here's some of the steps in this diagram on this chart of how the lighthouse was built through the years, step by step from when they started. So the renovation of the Lighthouse Keeper's Cottage, including the conversion of the cookhouse into a theater, was from 1995 to 1998 when it was redone. And then you come this way. This, I guess, is the little theater. You have the chairs and the TV there, and the fireplace where they would cook. And then as we come this way, we'll go into the cottage. Here's about the lighthouse keepers. Little gift shop. And some of the stuff the light keepers had to do. Going to the second floor here, the cottage. Here's one of the bedrooms. And baby's room. And this is the cottage where the lighthouse keeper lives with his family. So this here, 300 feet from the lighthouse, is the base number 7S, 1855. And this is the Coast Guard survey base marker. In 1855, a U.S. Coast Guard survey team led by Admiral Bashi the superintendent of the Coast Guard Survey erected 2 base markers on Key Biscayne. One is located on what is now the golf course. This one was on land 300 feet south of the lighthouse. But by 1883, it had disappeared into the sea as the shoreline eroded. In 1988, local professionals, land surveyors, located this marker in 12 feet of water. Then the U.S. Air Force 301st Aerospace Rescue and Recovery Squadron recovered it. The men of this time, this helped to preserve the remains of another generation's struggle for excellence, measuring and mapping Earth. Cool, pretty cool. So here is the shoreline. Gotta go through there's a walkway, but I have to go around. And the lighthouse is behind this tree back there. And there's the cottage we go. So let's go around and take a tour. So I was up there with that gentleman is all the way up there. So I was up there a few minutes ago when I recorded that section. I was scared silly up there. I hugged that wall like there was no tomorrow. I think it was scary. It was super windy up there. It's a windy day here in South Florida, especially with the ocean breeze right there. But that was scary. And I think what did it for me was the swaying of the stairs going up the 109 steps. So here's more history of the lighthouse attack on July 23, 1836. And then if we walk this way, there are trails that you can get on. And let's go check out this trail. So Key Biscayne is known as the Barrier Island. The Key Biscayne is a barrier island located at the north end of the reef in Florida Straits. 1,000 years before Columbus sailed, the Tequestas inhabited this island. So they have this section closed off over there. So we have to go around to get on that walkway. I guess they're doing some construction in that area, because they have it all closed off. Oh, it's open. The gate was closed, but you can walk through here. So let's go check it out. As we walk this way and we check it out. Oh, this is a beautiful area, folks. Look at this beautiful blue, aqua blue ocean water right there here. Biscayne Bay, the Atlantic Ocean. You got little rides here. These bikes. Here's the seawall. There's a clear water there. Lighthouse is behind this palm tree, so we're blocking it. And then, like I said, there's a postcard standing over there. And that is what's left of Spillsville. If I can get it there. Those are houses that people own out there. And there used to be a lot more. Most of them destroyed by previous hurricanes. And they don't let you rebuild them. If yours gets destroyed, that is it, folks. They changed the laws here in South Florida about that. It's too dangerous out there. Nobody's going to come rescue you out there during a hurricane. So back there you see a couple that's still. See, like one's there, the other ones don't look. I think like two still look habitable, the other ones don't. So here now we're on the west side of the park. I've gone through the trail all the way to the west. We were on the east side, now we're on the west. The lighthouse was on the southeast corner back there. And I've come this way to this side of the park. And what you see over there, that is Coconut Grove, Florida, folks. A suburb of the city of Miami. And if I'm mistaken, those two green buildings that look alike, those are in the Grove. Yeah, they are. And over there is where you have the regatta, one of my videos I did earlier. And then more to the right around this side where there's houses, on the other side in the mainland you'll see Mercy Hospital. And when you see that large skyscraper Coming this way, that's where Brickell begins. Brickell Island. Beautiful out here, peaceful. And that's Stiltsville over there, another angle from another side. So there's a lot of folks here walking around. Some folks are fishing. So let's go back toward the lighthouse and go see the beach side. Now this is a vast park. I'll show you from the pictures that I'll put here on the thing. We're only on the southern tip of it. This is probably like 3-4 miles deep from when you drive in. So we'll go look at that. There's nature trails, beach, marina, fishing areas, hiking areas, all in those woods back there. So we're just walking along the edge. Let's go to the other side and let's go check out the beach. So this is the outhouse, the bathroom, in this little shed here. Here was like their little storage garage, which now is a little movie theater, and this was the house here for the Lighthouse Keeper's Cottage. Wow. Outside the cottage, I see some of the boxes they use for fishing, for lobster and crab and stuff like that. Beautiful views here, beautiful. It's such a beautiful day today. It's nice and windy, so it's not that hot. Here we're walking toward the lighthouse again. So I'm coming to do the other part of the trail. You're welcome. Here is another view close up of the lighthouse. And then as we walk this way back toward the rest of the park, it's like the lighthouse entrance. So we're gonna walk to the rest of the park in the front, where they have some, we saw at the beginning, some parts on when they restored it. So let's go check that out. So here's some of the parts that have been restored at the lighthouse. These are the old pieces. The new pieces were replaced. So these are some of the steps they took off, some of the top of the lighthouse there, where the bulb goes, the light, where the light actually goes there, that piece there. So these are all some remnants of they kept for tours. There's a tour going on. That's why I'm talking now, because we're talking in another language there in a tour. Here's some of the stages of the lighthouse, the parts of it, and what they are that are here in display. They were replaced earlier when it was remodeled. So here, this way, you have all these benches for folks to relax and sit under the canopy of all these palm trees on this side and these trees on this side. We're gonna go check out the beach, which is further front on the right side. So here are some pics when the lighthouse was restored. Road to restoration, years of weather and wear left the lighthouse in need of tender love and care. 23,000 bricks.
És a kövek honnan származnak?
So this is Bill Bragg's, where the park is named after. And it says here how in 1957 he convinced Miss Garcia, who owned this land, to sell it to him at half price, half value. Instead of building condominiums, he envisioned a state park instead, and he convinced the federal government to put up the money, and this was made into a park. And here is a picture of Bill Bragg's 2006 aerial picture, but as you can see, all this area is the park. The lighthouse is right here. So all we have walked today is just like from this little tip here, we went all the way up to this little tip here. All this is part of the park that we haven't seen. That's miles and miles of park in there. This section here is the town of Key Biscayne. The whole island is Key Biscayne, but this is where they call it the village of Key Biscayne. And then over here, back this way, you have Virginia Key. This is the Grandin Park area. There's beaches, golf courses, and a tennis center. And then As you go further this way, this is Virginia Key, where you have the Miami Aquarium, and you have a school and a marine stadium there, and a very good restaurant, the Rusty Pelican. And then here's a big bridge. We'll do a video of this whole side at another time. But this is, here's a picture of Bill Braggs, the governor of the state of Florida at the time, Hayden Burns, and Miss Garcia, who sold the land. So let's keep on going and let's check the beach section out. Parking lot on this side. Woo! Missed that step there. Big step there. Well, here we have reached the sand area. There's more information about the park here. Then the park has also all these shelters where you can rent out for parties. Some have electricity, some don't. And then let's walk this way through this entrance of the beach. It's also a coral reef ecosystem conservation area out there. So here they show where the Florida's coral reef is. Right there, and you see in the red, it goes all the way down by where we're at. And here's some samples of the coral reef. I continue walking. So yeah, we have some flag warnings here on the beach. I saw they had a purple one from Man of War, the Sting. And they also have a yellow flag because it is very windy. Got the exact term of the yellow flag. So walking in the sand toward the ocean there. There's another angle now from the other side of the lighthouse. We were on the opposite side. Now here you have the north side of it. Yeah, we got yellow and purple flags out today. So if you want to rent, they got tents for sale and chairs and umbrella rentals. Closing at 6:30 here at the park. As you can see, a lot of folks are partaking in the umbrella rentals. You see all the blue ones. And if you want to, so you have one, two, have a $40 special. Umbrellas are $25 or $15 for the chair, but they have also a $40 rental. The ocean will take a peek. That said, this park is several miles long. So as you can see, the beach here, Bill Braggs Park, keeps on going. Oh, here we have the flag warning rules, so you can see what each one means. About yellow and purple warning today. Yellow is medium hazard. Medium moderate surf and or currents, and then the purple flag is stinging marine life. Man of war, jellyfish, and stingrays. The sign on the front was Man of war is present today. And here you have the purple flag. So folks, that is it for today here from Bill Braggs State Park here in Key Biscayne, Florida, where we came to see the lighthouse and a little bit of the beach here and the seawall on the back. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. I will definitely come back to do more of this park. The other side specifically, this park is vast, do some of the trails. And I will tackle again going up the steps, the 109 steps, and the 200-year lighthouse. This is their anniversary year, 2025. It was erected in 1825. So, I'll see you on the next one. Remember, like, share, and subscribe.